Hey guys, welcome back to another video of my 30-day series, and today's video is going to be about fear and something that I've dealt with for most of my life, and I'm sure you have too. I would like to talk about how it is so important to move through fear. Like, you have to do it. It's something that you must do, or you fall into the whole God versus the devil thing. And so, for example, with weight loss, well, I'll tell you guys kind of like a story of what happened when I had like the weight issues and things. And so when I was dealing with trying to lose the weight, and I was in a place where I didn't want to do it, and I was very emotional about it, the thoughts that came up were, I would come home from work and I would be really, really tired and just really, really overwhelmed and stressed out, and I just really needed something to comfort me and to just make me feel better, because that's how I was coping with my stress from work. And I had some family members that are very brutally honest with me that helped me realize like how much bigger I was, because I didn't even notice at all. And so that was like the great awakening. My family, they have been a great awakening for me, simply because they will show me my weak spots. And it's not about being, and one thing I did realize throughout that process is you don't have to be offended by it. You can just kind of pause and be like, okay, well, is that true for me? And if you can lose some weight, there's no need to take offense to that. There's need to take action for that, because they obviously care about you and they love you so much to tell you the truth blatantly, because the world will lie to you. The world will coddle you. And so with that being said, the beginning of my journey, it was just like, watch a bunch of videos of different diets and stuff. And at this point, I didn't try so many different kinds. And so I'm just like, what else is out there? And like, how can we like nip it in the bud? And I came across this lady's page, and she was just like screaming at you and telling you to stop stuffing yourself and the food isn't that serious. She was very like no nonsense about like overeating and just like eating too much and like eating all these things all the time, and just like your eating patterns. And it just kind of, something about her videos just woke me up. And then also I ran into the Sprinkle lady, Shira7, her page. One thing that stuck out to me that she said was, what did she say? She said, change your algorithm, change your For You page, and your life will become better. And when I started following skinny people online, I started to get skinny, because I just studied what I wanted to be, and what I wanted to be was skinny at the time. And that can always change. Anybody can change their mind. That's one thing about life, and that's one thing I love about life, is you can change your mind at any time. And so and it's okay to be open. You don't have to be rigid like the rest of the world. You can have duality in your life. That's another thing that I learned throughout this process as well. But losing weight, it really was a spiritual process. Like, it got me closer to God. It got me closer to who I am, my path. Like it opens so many different doors. Just like not really taking into offense, because I stood on the scale and I was like, I've never been this big before, and I was 250 pounds, guys. Right now, I am about 180. Last time I weighed myself, I was 186. So we've done some work. And most of that groundwork was done during, what do you call it? During Christmas time, you know, all the holidays. I've stuck to my thing during these holidays. And yeah, so it's possible, but the fear that comes up of it's gonna be hard, this isn't gonna work, or what if all these weird little thoughts. Like, stop listening to the thoughts in your brain. It's not real. No, don't listen to those. Be out in the physical. Like, look out into the world and go based off of that. Don't go based off what's in your head. It's not gonna, no. Most of the thoughts in your head are not, no. Again, definitely highly recommend the book You Are Not Your Thoughts, or any book that talks about like how the mind works, and evolutionary history, how the mind has evolved, and then how it affects us now, because it's very, very, yeah, if you don't get a hold of that mind and learning how to calm it down and control it and use it to your benefit, it could be detrimental. And so those thoughts of fear, or those feelings of fear, like for me, fear shows up right here in my chest. And for a long time, I didn't know what fear felt like for me. And I did a lot of work, and I've noticed working with fear is you have to work with it, meaning put in the work with fear. Work with fear. Like, when you work with fear, your life gets better. Because I worked with my fear of being so scared that I wouldn't have. The thing is, I was scared to face the emotion as to why I was craving the food. That is why I was afraid of sitting with the emotion so bad. But when I finally did the work, when I finally took action with the fear and sat in the fear and worked with the fear, meaning you're actually doing physical things, you're processing it. You're going to therapy, you're going to EMDR, you're going to hypnotherapy, whatever modality that you want to use. There's so many out there. You can definitely do your research online. There's so many of them. My last video, I just told you guys about the different kinds of therapy that I've done, and one I think that I've heard of. And yeah, so yeah, it's very important that you work with the fear. And so when fear is coming up, I'm working on this myself, so you're not alone. Because, you know, I have new levels I'm trying to reach in my life. Just because I've mastered one doesn't mean it doesn't show up anymore. And that's another thing. This is a lifetime commitment. Inner work is a lifetime commitment. You have to take action. You have to do the work. You can't just sit and no, it's not realistic. You have to do the work. Like, say if you want a job, you have to go and apply for the job. The job is not just going to come to you unless you go out and do the work and network, or you just happen to know someone, or you put yourself in a place where it can reach you. You have to do the work regardless. Like, you're never going to not just have something come out of thin air, which you can have miracles and different things like that, but that's you got to do work. You got to do work. You can't just sit on your bed and sit on your phone and just wait for something to happen for you. No. It's not, no. You have to do the work. But yeah, because I used to think that, like, oh, I can just manifest and da-da-da. But listening to everybody else. You have to do the work. That is part of the human experience. Like, you as a human, doing the work is part of the experience here. Yes, you can bring your dreams into reality, but you have to work with it. Like, you can't just not do nothing and then expect you got a genie. Like, you know what I just thought of? That genie stuff. Like, no, it's not, no. You have to have it available for it to come in. So say if like you want to start a business or something, you can't just like think that your business is just gonna show up out of thin air. It can show up as an idea, and you can write it down and all those things, but if you don't take action immediately, you're gonna have to catch the next one. And that's something that I had to learn. Fear drowned me when it came to me having different type of business ideas, or just different jobs to pop up, like different things just to do in life. It don't matter what it is. If I let fear crush me and I didn't befriend fear, I wouldn't even be in all the other places. Like in my last video when I told you guys about me applying for that chemical engineering program, like fear wasn't there because I was so angry. Another emotion took over so badly that like I didn't have time for fear. So yeah. I didn't have time for fear. Like it was just like, I'm sick, something gotta give, I gotta get away from here. I can't. And I got out. And I took action fast. Like when I say fast, like lightning speed, like the next day made a decision. I was on the engineering site. I was on the, this was very fast. So yeah, that's how I was able to move 14 hours away within that short amount of time frame. Less than 90 days. It was less than 60 days, I feel like. Yeah, because the application was due in November. And then I moved in I moved in January, guys. The thing was due, and I got the acceptance letter, I want to say, at the end of November. That was definitely less than 60 days. 60 days or less. I was paid to go to school. Found an apartment. Beautiful, high skyrise, beautiful apartment. Beautiful apartment with a rooftop. That's where you guys saw me on my very first video. That was the rooftop that I was on. Right now, I live in a condo. So, when I say the work must be done, the work must be done. I wouldn't have got this condo if I didn't apply for it. You know? So, do the work. Do the work like your life depends on it. Do the work as if your life depends on it. Do the work as if this is your life's work. That's what made it click for me, and maybe that could click for you. So I'm going to say it again. Do it. Whatever it is that you desire to do, whatever your dreams are, do it as if this is your life's work. This is why you're on the planet. This is why you were born. Do it as if this is the reason why God wanted you here. If you do it like that, I guarantee you will get it. Whatever it is, you'll get it. Because God will just be like, oh, okay, here. Or the universe, or whoever you resonate with, because I'm open, because the way I work with everyone. I don't discriminate. I always come from a space of love. And so enough about that. But yeah, fear, become friends. Fear should be your best friend. And I will give y'all a tip. So when I have fear, I try to be present in my body and I either have a crown. It's called the crown. I've been practicing it for a while, and so it's like a meditation, and I just imagine like a tiara going through my body and down into my womb space, and then coming back up. And I breathe in, breathe out, and I just visualize it. And I've been doing this with my eyes open, so like if I have certain scenarios that happen in real life, I can actually meditate, actively meditate, because it's just next level. But I did start with like my eyes closed at first because it took me a while to like get it. But once you like get it and you've memorized it, it's so easy to do it with your eyes open and closed. But it helped me be more present in my body and paying more attention to my body and how I feel in a certain situation to be able to catch things. So if you find yourself freezing or not speaking up during a certain time, freezing in fear, that also helps because you're really freezing in fear because you're not actually present in your body. So, yeah, let's not do that. Let's practice mindful breathing so we can be in our body, so we can make decisions when we actually want to make a decision. Because that's something I also struggled with when I was frozen in fear. It would be like a conversation would play out where I didn't like necessarily what they did, but it would just happen, and I would deal with it very passively, and I would really pretty much not have anything to say. And I would go home, and then it'll be like ruminating and just playing over and over and over and over in my head. What helped with that was meditation, because it helped quiet my mind. It helped me be more in my body. And then when I was more in my body, the same type of situation would come up. Like, say for instance, like my parents or something, they're like, having a disagreement or something like that, or they're saying things that you don't necessarily agree with. When you're present in your body, you're able to respond differently because your nervous system is regulated. You're not responding out of fear. You're not reacting out of fear, but you're responding to what they're saying to connect instead of reacting just out of fear. Because when you react out of fear, you tend to get a certain outcome every single time, guaranteed. So it's really important to pay attention to who you're being and what emotion is coming up when you're speaking, because it also goes along with your tone. Your tone is with a certain emotion. With fear, you're probably a little more louder. You're a little more, your voice kind of sounds a little more volatile and just a little more, When your nervous system is regulated, when you are calm, when you are in your body, when you're speaking, when you're present, things just seem to flow a lot better, and you also get better outcomes because it's coming from a place of courage, acceptance, higher emotions. So, become best friends with fear. Fear means take action. Fear means take action. Fear means take action. Okay, write that down. Fear means take action, do something. Because that is how fear evolved. So yeah, if we're getting chased by an animal, we have to run, right? Because we're scared. So if we're scared of something, the fear is coming up, we must move. So yeah, that is it for the rest of this video. I have a lot of cool and great things coming up, so I am so excited. And it's just so funny because the 30-day series that I have is coming to an end, so something naturally big popped up, so I am so excited to share it with you guys. Y'all know my email is in my bio for inquiries, for coaching. And, you know, if you like this video, subscribe if you'd like to support my page. And like and share so other people can have access to this information, because this information is very, very important to your life and where the world is headed. You must be in your body. It is very important. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you like the video. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.